Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent Makori and this is Africa 54. We begin in the Kenyan capital where there are conflicting reports on whether Kenyan forces have gained total control of the Westgate Mall in Nairobi. Heavy bursts of gunfire were heard coming from the shopping complex on Tuesday. That's where at least 62 people were killed in an attack by al-Shabab militants. That gunfire suggested that the mall is not yet completely secure. Shooting erupted at dawn today at the upscale mall, and again about 3 hours later. Kenya's Interior Ministry said late Monday soldiers were going through the huge shopping center floor by floor in search of anyone still inside. Authorities say 3 gunmen were killed in clashes with Kenyan security forces and that at least 10 suspects have been arrested. In an interview with the US-based PBS NewsHour, Kenyan Foreign Minister Amina Mohammed says the gunmen came from several nations, including the United States and Britain.
The Americans, from the information we have, are young men, between maybe 18 and 19, of Somali origin or Arab origin. But that lived in the U.S., in Minnesota and one other place. So basically, look, I mean, that just goes to underline, I think, the global nature of this war that we're fighting.
U.S. President Barack Obama has spoken with Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta and personally offered his condolences and support. Among the victims were Mr. Kenyatta's nephew and his nephew's fiancée. Al-Shabab says that attack was in retaliation for Kenya's military intervention in Somalia. It's demanding that all Kenyan forces leave Somalia, a demand Kenya is rejecting. For the latest details on the mall shooting, we're joined via Skype by VOA East Africa correspondent Gabe Joselow. Hello, Gabe.
Hi, Vincent.
Yes, give us the latest on the situation at the mall.
Well, the latest is much unchanged from this morning, in that we're still waiting to get some final information about whether the security sweeps that have been taking place the last day or two are complete, or whether the terrorist threat that had occupied the mall since Saturday is finally over. So we'll get some more information from President Kenyatta's address. And so until then, it's been very hard to confirm. We've heard gunshots all day, leading us to believe that, in fact, operations were continuing and there was a hostile element inside.
Now, we hear of some of those terrorists having been killed, some have been arrested. Do we know how many are likely to have been in that mall? And do we have any information regarding the identities of most of those who have been arrested?
We don't know much about those who have been arrested yet. We've heard about 10 people have been caught by the police, some of them trying to leave the country through Jomo Kenyatta Airport. In terms of how many are inside, the numbers we've heard in the last few days have been around 10 or 15. It's very difficult to confirm that until this operation is finally over and we can really see who was involved and know more about their identities, where they came from, what kind of equipment they had, all the details that we've been lacking. We're really hoping to get a hold of it in the next day or two.
Generally, how is the mood in Nairobi? Are people going on about their business, or are things still tense even in other areas of the city?
The city is starting to come back to normal. Traffic is moving again, for better or for worse. Traffic is pretty bad in a lot of areas in Nairobi as people start going back to work. There's definitely been a lot of tension, a lot of grief, but also, a feeling of unity and a lot of optimism looking forward. Kenyans have come out in huge numbers to donate money for the victims, to give blood for those who have suffered. So I think more than anything, there's a sort of feeling of brotherhood and pride, but it's been a very scary few days. There's no doubt about that.
Well, thank you very much, Gabe. Now, that's Gabe Joselow, who is VOA's East Africa correspondent, reporting live from Nairobi.